Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, May 11th, 2019, and I am here at my favorite spot on the Raritan River to see if I can make something happen. River is still raging a little bit. Hasn't quite come down a whole bunch since last week when we had that big surge of high muddy water come through, but it's still pretty fishable. Visibility's at about 2 feet. And I've definitely caught fish well, I've caught them in worse conditions than that. So hopefully there's going to be some fish under this dam that will want to play with me today. I'm mainly after smallmouths, but I did get a hot tip that earlier this week, this place was loaded up with trout. A lot more than it usually receives during the stocking season. So if there's a lot of trout around and they're eager biters, then I certainly wouldn't mind playing with those all day. I'm going to start out with a big inline spinner, nice big juicy number 4 blue fox. I've usually done pretty well with those in high muddy water. So hopefully that formula will hold true again today. With the water as high and fast as it is, I think it's going to push most of these fish out of the current into slack water, which is why I made the dangerous and possibly stupid decision to cross the river to get to this big eddy that's swirling around in front of me. It was definitely perilous, but I took my time. I know this spot very well, and I also did have the foresight to bring a wading staff with me. So it took a while. It tired me out quite a bit, but I was able to cross the river safely. If I didn't know this spot so well, I never would have tried crossing it in this muddy, murky water like this. You know, when you can't see the bottom and you can't see where you're stepping, you definitely don't want to mess with that unless you already know what's there. Oh, there's one. God, he hit it right at my feet. Oh, he came off. That looked like a rainbow trout. All right. Getting some action. It's always a good sign. Well, I missed that one trout, and I got what felt like a few additional hits on that blue fox, but nothing else hooked up. And I think the issue might be rainbow trout have kind of small mouths compared to other trout, and they might not have been able to get that big treble hook in their mouth, so they just wound up kind of slapping at it. So I switched away to a different spinner. I've got a number 9 Panther Martin on here, which has a bit of a smaller hook. It doesn't throw off quite as much vibration as the blue fox, but it's still pretty heavy, and I'll be able to get it down in this high water. So we'll see if that change makes a difference. Oh guys, nothing further on that spinner. I might switch back to that blue fox later since I was getting bites on it, but for now I've changed it up. I'm going to start throwing around my homemade bladed jig. This is the 1/16 ounce model. I've got a 3-inch swim bait on it. I have seen some 2 to 3 inch bait fish milling around here, some of them in a panic, so maybe something down there is chasing them. And this is kind of what they look like, so I'm going to try a little match the hatch action. Well guys, nothing on the bladed jig, so I made another lure change, and it is time to break out, for the first time this year, the Raritan River Special. If this doesn't get them, I might be fresh out of ideas. Is that a fish? That is a fish. Hit it really light. I don't know what this could be. Smallie. Nice one too. Come on up. Yeah, look at that. So when the going gets tough, you tie on that Raritan River Special, and your luck is going to turn around. Not bad, maybe pushing a pound. Alright, back it goes. There's a fish. Oh, he's off. I couldn't even see what that was. Wow. Felt like it was decent. Hopefully there's more around here. Alright guys, well, made another lure change. I switched over to this skirted jig with a craw trailer. I also switched spools. I'm using braided line right now, and with this water as colored up as it is, I tied it directly to the jig because I don't think I have to mess around with leaders. These fish aren't going to be very line shy today. So if there's a big smallmouth around, I think he's going to like this little jig. Okay, nothing on the jig, so back to the mono, back to the spinner. Shaping up to be a junk fishing kind of day. Just throw the tackle box at these fish and see what they want to eat. Nothing doing on the spinner, so I switched back to the special. I want to give this one more shot before I give up on this spot, because I know there's fish here. The heck? Oh wow. See, you can catch anything on the Raritan River Special. Even a rock. Huh. Okay then. Not the strangest thing I've ever caught. Well guys, I gave up on that hole, which means I'm going to have to cross the river again to make it back. Can't say I'm particularly looking forward to it, but I have done it before. So if I take my time and proceed with caution, there's no reason why you won't be seeing this on my YouTube channel instead of as evidence in a drowning death. So here we go. This is taking all of my concentration and most of my strength. And made it. I couldn't have done that without a waiting staff. Normally, I don't need one, but under these conditions, I needed every inch of this. I don't think I'll be doing that again today. Well, okay, here's the next pool downstream from the dam. Much quieter water here, and I can fish it without getting in the water. So, conditions here are friendlier. Let's see if the fish are also friendlier. Oh, jeez, he hammered it. That's a nice fish, too. What is it? What is it? What is it? That's a real nice fish. It's got some weight to it. suck and drag. I'm thinking smallie, but I can't tell. It's a catfish. You gotta be kidding me. It's a damn catfish. Big one though. That's like a 4 or 5 pound catfish. Ah, get up here. Well, well, well. Look at this thing, man. Oh boy. Alright, let's get this thing out of your face. Get out of that net. Well, certainly not what I was expecting, but that's a nice little bonus. Alright, I'll get you back in the water. There he goes. And that's why I bought myself a bigger net. Well guys, nothing further on the special, which that's just fine by me. I mean, it's definitely pulled its weight today already. So I'm going to switch over to this jig again, and I'm going to drag this around in the slack water and see if I can't pull anything out of the muddy depths. Well guys, surprise, surprise, another lure change. Went with the black grub on an 1/8 ounce jig head. This thing is the juice for smallies on this river. So, I'm going to give him the juice. Well guys, I think that is going to wrap things up today. Overall, today was a struggle. Almost everything I threw got completely ignored. In fact, the only lure I threw that did any real work today was the good old Raritan River Special. And it certainly delivered once again to the tune of maybe an average size smallmouth, and the biggest channel catfish I've caught in many, many years. So today at least wasn't a total bust. I was able to put a couple of fish in the net, and I was able to avoid slipping and falling and dying in this high muddy water. In retrospect, probably not a good idea to wade and stuff like this. So yeah, I will let today be kind of a cautionary tale for the rest of you, because you know, I made it through okay, but one slip and could have ended very badly. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.